All right, good morning. So let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today. And today is Wednesday, May 26th. And with me in the studio, as always, is my head coach, Mark Hodge. Hey, Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Marcus. You
Well,
ready
it
for
seems,
markets?
huh?
Ready for the markets?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if the markets are ready for me. so, well, it seems that this morning, if we take a look at the futures markets here this morning, it seems that they're cautiously optimistic and point to a higher open this morning after yesterday having a pretty mixed day, right?
Yeah. Yesterday, S&P and Dow, they finished lower after being up early on, and the Nasdaq finished slightly higher, but really not going anywhere yesterday. And it was interesting when I first looked at futures this morning. It was kind of like deja vu. I think we had the exact same numbers heading into the open that we did yesterday, but futures have pulled back just a little bit as we get closer to the open.
Well, because there's no real news right now that are moving the markets, right? So this morning, what traders seem to focus on is good news from the coronavirus front, because the CDC released the latest numbers and said more than 130 million Americans are now fully vaccinated, and that would be 39.3%. But almost half of the U.S. population has received at least one shot. But if you look for ages 18 and older, 62% have received at least one shot. So this is where this morning we just see that some of the reopening stocks are pointing to a higher open. So reopening stocks like, for example, United Airlines yesterday up 1.5%, this morning up 1.4%. Royal Caribbean, a cruise line here yesterday up 3.6%, this morning up 1.6%. Wynn Resorts. Wynn is down. I thought I saw them up. Never mind. So let's not talk about Wynn here. Anyhow, but this is what seems to be happening. Also, Bitcoin seemed to have stabilized. I mean, last 2 weeks, we had the scare after Elon Musk sent this tweet, and then the U.S. Treasury Department said, "Well, we're going to crack down a little bit," and the Chinese government said we're going to crack down, but right now they're hovering around around 40,000. So all of this is good. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like after some volatility, now people are waiting for the next thing. Going back to Royal Caribbean, I saw that they received approval to begin test cruises with volunteer passengers. And then I also saw that the CDC says that cruise lines can resume full passenger sailings if 98% of the crew and 95% of passengers are fully vaccinated. And I thought that was interesting. It seemed like that was a little bit high, but then I also saw that 74% of people in the US over the age of 65 have been fully vaccinated. So, for your cruise lines, that's probably more their demographic, and they're vaccinated. So cruise lines could be back up and running.
Yeah, we'll see. If we just zoom out here, Royal Caribbean, and look at a week long chart or a 1 week chart, zoom out a little bit, then we see that before the pandemic hit, they were solidly trading around 120. So basically between 110 and 130 right here. And right now they're still at 90. So they have some catching up to do. There's definitely room to the upside. Same probably
Yeah.
with the airlines. I haven't checked if they already. Yeah, they're not at pre-pandemic levels, so I'm just looking at United Airlines here, trading between 85 and 95 pre-pandemic, and right now only at 57. So there's definitely some room to the upside here. So they could be catching
Yeah.
up. This might be a good trade.
Could be. I know I've been a little hesitant with cruise lines. You have also just being stuck. I mean, they had issues with the flu before the pandemic,
I know, I
so
know. So we'll see
but
what happens
maybe
there.
cruise lines are on the up and up. Hey, some earnings coming out. We know that it's the tail end and retail is wrapping up. But I saw that Nordstrom's actually was a miss. So JWN, the ticker, I saw it was down almost 6% after an earnings miss. They lost $1.05 per share versus the 57 cents loss that they were expecting. They blamed it on markdowns due to excess holiday inventory that they had to get rid of. So that was a miss, but there were some good positive earnings too.
You see, that's what I thought. I mean, I saw Nordstrom saying a miss, and then you have Urban Outfitters. And Urban
Yeah,
Outfitters, on the other hand, I mean, they just soared. I mean, they're up
huge win.
11% right now because they more than tripled their profit. So, what's the story here? I mean, Nordstrom says, well, we had to mark down stuff from the holidays, so we experienced a loss. They reported a loss. And then Urban Outfitters says, oh my gosh, we tripled our profits. And they say, you know what? Comparable sales stores were up 50% as more and more shoppers return to the store after being vaccinated right now and after restrictions being loosened. So, what's happening here?
Yeah, interesting there. And maybe Nordstrom's is kind of losing its edge as a high-end retailer. I know that Nordstrom's Rack has been super popular, and that's, their discount outlet, right? So who knows? But you're right about Urban Outfitters. Some other earnings wins, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, Dick
They tripled
Sporting
their
Goods.
estimate too.
I've been trading this.
DKS?
So yeah, they are just my gosh, they're tearing it up. So they reported better than expected earnings, and this morning they're up 8.7%. And look at this. I mean, I'm still here on weekly charts, so this is why it might look a little bit odd. But before the pandemic, they were trading around 50, and they're definitely a pandemic winner. Is this because everybody was wearing yoga pants and sweatpants at home during the pandemic? Is this what? But Dick's Sporting Good, I mean, now solidly trading here above 90 this morning, have been trading around 85, now above 90 here. Wow. Do you have any more scoop on Dick's?
I know that they made $3.41 per share, which was three times the 112 forecast, and they or estimate, sorry, and then they beat forecast. They also improved their full year outlook. So basically, it was a win-win-win for them on the earnings front. And yeah, I mean, like you said, huge pandemic winner could be sporting goods, exercise equipment, people staying at home, and then buying a bunch of camping gear. Who knows? But they've definitely done well.
All right. Hey, I saw this morning that GameStop is back. I wanted to see if I think they report earnings. Let's go back to a daily chart here. So it seems that they are reporting earnings, and they had a pretty big day yesterday after being quiet for quite some time. Yesterday, they moved up 16%. This morning in pre-market trading, they're up 12%. So
Interesting.
GameStop coming back here, making a comeback. I mean, as we know, this has been one of the meme stocks. This is what they are called. After they had this this just massive move from where around $20 here, going all the way up to $480, crashing way back down to $40. I mean, a little bit all over the place. They've been hovering around 140 to 180, and now it
Yeah.
seems that there's another move here this morning.
Yeah, it looks like they're breaking out after being very range bound for the last 2 months. So interesting. Interesting. No one saw this one coming.
Yeah.
Or maybe a few people did. Not many.
So, I mean, one of the focus of traders have been inflation, right? I mean, inflation fears, will we have inflation? And we looked at this, that several commodities were getting more expensive. But it seems that they're pulling back right now. So we talked about lumber, how lumber prices were just going crazy, soaring high to highs here. But they have been retracing. So it seems that after a quick bounce this morning, they're down 3% here in pre-market trading. These are lumber futures. So it seems that lumber maybe is getting cheaper. So maybe the Fed is right where they said, well, it's
Yeah.
just temporary, because we also looked at soybeans and corn that were just soaring higher here recently. And also these commodities are pulling back here. So this is soybeans. And then if you look at corn here, just in a moment. So there we go. Seems that maybe the Fed is right, or is this a normal retracement and profit taking, or maybe prices were just temporary at a high. We'll see. I mean, we'll see next month when the inflation numbers are being reported.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, corn down 5% yesterday, up a little bit today, but good point there.
Yeah, big move lower yesterday, definitely 5%. All right, what else on your radar this morning?
Well, not as exciting as some of the retailers, but Toll Brothers, ticker TOL, they also had an earnings beat. So when I looked last time, they were up about 2%. They beat earnings by 21 cents a share and reported better revenue. So
Yeah.
overall, seems to be some positive earnings releases as we wind down earnings season.
Yeah, hey, I just switched to the Dow Jones Industrial Average because it's the Dow's birthday. The average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average celebrates today 125 years. Happy birthday, Dow Jones
Woo!
Industrial Average. So it has its first trading day on May 26, 1896. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Unbelievable. And on that day, the Dow closed at 4094. And right now we are at 34,000 in 125 years. So if you're doing the averages here, so it means that on average it generated 7.7% per year. Anyhow, I did not know. I knew that the Dow Jones Industrial Average was an old index, the oldest index, in fact, but I did not know that it was 125 years. In the beginning, there were only 12 stocks in the index. I mean, right now it is 30 stocks, but yeah, pretty cool.
I didn't know it was the birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
All right. Hey, home builders are also doing pretty well because yesterday some home prices were released, and the median prices for homes for first time in a long time jumped double digits, so 11.4% increase for new homes. So the median price is right now 370,400. I think if you would exclude California from this statistic, it would be 250,000.
Sounds about right.
That's about right. Yeah. Anyhow, so this is huge. So DR Horton yesterday up 2.3%, tacking on another 0.84% this morning. All right. What else is going on, Mark?
Well, we talked about the economic calendar and overall a pretty quiet week. Today, there's a few Fed members speaking, but no one major there. Crude oil inventories for anybody keeping an eye on crude oil. Uh, tom- uh, Tomorrow, preliminary GDP. So that's the bigger item on the economic calendar this week.
Right. So
So we'll
that's
see if there
definitely
are any Fed member surprises. There were some other Fed members speaking this week, and they just kind of, reiterated their stance on inflation, tried to calm inflation fears, and I would expect pretty much the same rhetoric,
yeah.
the same message there. But who knows?
Hey, I just want to bring up Guy Fieri. I didn't want to go to his website because you know the guy from Diners. What is it? Diners
Yeah,
Drive-ins. What's it called? We all know
I
this guy, right? I mean, Guy Fieri. So he signed a new deal with Food Network that will earn him over the next 3 years $80 million over the next 3 years, making him the highest paid chef on cable. And I remember he was in one of these shows where they were looking for the next Food Network star. And oh boy, has he crushed it. So his show is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And
There
I,
you go.
I just heard the reason why Food Network is paying him so much is because they made $230 million in ad revenue last year from this show. So I think it's a pretty
Wow.
good investment because this will give you a 3x return, right? I mean, obviously, there's some other costs involved, but yeah, this is a contract that he has over the next 3 years. Mark, I know that you like smoking, grilling, barbecuing. Um,
Absolutely.
Geez, Is there a new career for you waiting?
You never know.
Never know. All right. Anyhow, I would just thought that this was interesting. Hey, this wraps up today's stock market news. If you enjoyed it on your way out, give us a like, hit the like button. And if this was your first time and you would like to see more of this, just hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever we go live or when we release a new video. Okay, have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everyone.